To my beautiful wife, I have not the words to express my adoration. I feel it in equal measure for the remarkable woman who raised her. I thank you. I take thee to be my lawful wedded wife.
I take thee to be my lawful husband.
I'm positively elated because I've come up with a rather brilliant idea. Or a request, rather.
And what request is that?
Let me accompany you to Scotland.
Hello, all. Or should I say, dearest gentle readers. I wrote about all of you because I was captivated by you, but I was careless with that power.
She seems humbled, but we will be watching that she remains so. What is life without a little gossip?
Hey guys, welcome back to Patten Time. Again, you're with the Bridgerton girls again on episode 4, episode 8, last episode of Bridgerton season 3 part 2. Just quickly, if you haven't seen our other 3 videos, they are on the channel for you to have a look at episode 5, 6 and 7, and obviously this one being the final one. If you have been along with us with this journey, thank you for coming back. Any returning subscribers, we welcome you back to Patten Time. Any new subscribers, thank you for tuning in. Check out our other reviews and trailer reactions and anything we've got going on our channel. And you might find something that you like. We've got loads of things on there. But yeah, please like, comment and subscribe if this is your thing. And we are going to be diving into the finale of part 2. Yes, so we're finally here. So obviously following on from last episode, Cressida now knows who Lady Whistledown is, and she knows it's Penelope from the clues that she got given from the printer of where Lady Whistledown goes to. And so she basically threatens Penelope, goes to her, demands the money that she's owed because she found out. Is it double at this point?
It's double what the queen's offering.
Okay, she wants that. Yep. Otherwise she's gonna out her.
Yeah, basically.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
That was good. We're like, oh, okay.
That was very good.
Cool. All right.
It was very good.
And let's see that unfold. Let's see what Penelope's gonna do.
Yeah. But Penelope then says no one's going to believe you. Then she said, okay, let's test that theory. And she just tells her mum.
And she just tells Lady Fremingen.
That was shocking.
That was
I did not expect
that was shocking. I was like,
I did not expect her to do that.
But no, that was good though. That was really good.
Yeah.
Again, then following on from that, Francesca and Kilmartin get married. They have like a small ceremony, which is very quick.
Very quick.
Nice
it's very quick, but
it's very quick.
It's to be expected because
of how they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
especially with how Kilmartin is.
And once they got the Queen's blessing, there was no need for them to wait anyway.
So which we didn't touch on.
That was last
the Queen.
episode.
Yeah, the Queen basically said, anyone can see the chemistry between you two. So of course you have whatever. Like of course that's not important right now.
Yeah.
Because that was when she was trying to figure out Lady Whistledown.
So they're married now.
Yeah, they get married.
And that was weird because the kiss bit when you're married you're supposed to kiss. It was like, why is Francesca acting like that?
Yeah.
No, because she's probably acting like Daphne did.
She's new.
1. She's new. She doesn't know about this.
Because for me it was like, is she starting to regret her decision?
That's what I was thinking.
She doesn't know what to do.
She is new. She's new. So she's probably shy with everybody there as well.
Okay, fine.
Just like Daphne was in season 1.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously from that they have a conversation with the mum, and they basically throw out there that Francesca, she wants to move with Kilmartin to live in Scotland. So the mum wasn't too really pleased about that, obviously, because she's going to be far away.
Yeah.
But just to announce that they're going to be going to Scotland.
But obviously it was nice that, because it was when they got married where they had that moment with the family, which was really nice. I mean, the Bridgerton family bond is really nice.
That was nice actually.
Yeah,
the speech
that he
gave of the children.
Kilmartin's speech was
and going through the children of how she's basically done a great job.
It was beautiful.
He's so sweet, man.
He is very sweet.
He is such a sweet character.
It was so beautiful.
And when she cried.
Yeah. It was lovely. And then when Francesca and Lady Bridgerton play the piano together, and then they have that little family bond.
Yeah,
nice, man. That speech, I think that was one moment I did cry in this episode. Yeah,
it was really
I probably got a bit teary.
Lovely speech.
Really nice. It's really sweet.
Beautiful
man.
Speech.
Really, really sweet.
Honestly, and I think in this episode, because Colin and Penelope married last episode, right? Episode 3.
Yeah.
So obviously, this episode now, I believe we saw more of like the beginning of their marriage, where they were basically estranged.
Sleeping on
He's sleeping on the sofa, she's sleeping in the bedroom, and then like obviously don't come for me, but the way the same thing I said in the last episode, like I enjoyed it even more in this episode. Their fallout.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
But
I didn't.
It was gonna happen, man.
To be expected.
It's gonna happen.
Like I'm glad that it wasn't a thing where it's like, okay, we're married, or your Lady Whistledown, but I love you, let's move on. Like I don't care what you've done. I'm glad they didn't. They didn't take that angle.
Yeah, not straight away anyway.
Yeah, not straight away.
Yeah,
I'm really glad they didn't take that angle. So I'm happy that they showed a fallout on screen.
Yeah.
But
and following on from that, Colin obviously so Penelope obviously tells everybody, the ones who know, so Lady Farrington, Eloise and whatever, Colin, that Cressida's threatened her, basically.
All right, yeah.
And so wants the money, and I think double, because she said she wanted double, right?
She wants double.
So Penelope basically makes it known that she has made a lot of money from Lady Whistledown.
Yeah.
Because they were thinking, you've made that much, and so basically Colin at the end of it was like, no, you're not giving her anything, I'm going to go have a word with her. So they go and talk. They have a little moment. Colin tries to get down on her level. He tries to, convince her otherwise and be heartfelt. Cressida doesn't feel it.
Yeah. Well, maybe she was
maybe at some point, but it didn't
at the end of the day, she's looking out for herself.
Yeah.
And
she doesn't last.
And she has nothing to lose.
And so at the end of the day, she asks for double, which is 20,000.
Yeah.
Because Colin, which was a bit silly anyway, but obviously he can only say what he knows. So when he's talking about his family and his family being there for him, he would say that because he's used to having them around. His family, they love each other.
Yeah.
Cressida doesn't have that with her family. So I think when he starts talking about the family dynamics now and trying to compare and trying to relate to her in that sense, Cressida's like, no. And I think that's where things change for her, because Cressida doesn't have the same dynamic as you, so you can't really use your family as a way to get through to her.
Yeah,
exactly.
She doesn't have the same going on. Again, that was interesting to see that, to see that conflict, and Cressida's not having it.
Yeah.
And then we see Lady Bridgerton and Lady Danbury speak. More of the Lord Anderson situation. And then I think what that scene I did like was they started talking about the father. That was really nice, I think. And Lady Danbury talking about, I'm assuming you know, or whatever, and just kind of like apologising for it. But it's like the elephant in the room that they both know about, but still just sticking by each other regardless, and saying like you are my friend above all else and all that. That was nice.
I think I liked it because I liked the link between. I mean, I liked the link to Queen Charlotte, because that storyline was obviously in Queen Charlotte.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like was that obviously from that storyline unfolding in Queen Charlotte, that was why I stopped liking Lady Danbury in the first place. So for me, or I became skeptical of her. So for me, I would have preferred more of a more addressing of that situation, rather than them brushing it off in the way that they did. But at the same time, the way they brushed it off was nice, because it was like, well, all I know is that you're a very good friend.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about.
And it was a very mature way to do it as well, because at the end of the day, Lady Bridgerton is just the daughter of the father. She has nothing to do with the situation. And also the father has passed. Yeah. The situation was in the past.
And obviously it didn't...
Lady Danbury was much younger then.
Yeah.
So much time has passed. So much things have happened since
It's
then.
true.
And to be honest, it's not something that Lady Danbury needs to address with the child.
And to be honest, well, I think that if her actions had caused the breakup of her father and her mother's marriage, then it is something she should address with the child. But it didn't, because it wasn't a happy marriage anyway.
Yeah.
So then yes, I would agree. But yeah, so the way they did that, it was their bond is really nice.
Yes,
their bond is really nice, and we saw it more from that scene than we have before.
Yeah.
So that it was really nice to see.
Yeah. And then obviously, I think again at this point, Penelope is now trying to right her wrongs. She's now trying to do good out of all the bad that she's done. She's trying to be different. She's trying to do things in a different light, do things in a different sense. And so a ball happens, which is Philippa and Prudence's ball. They do a ball
that
Penelope pays for, and again that's more of her wanting to do something right, and make something beautiful come out of something ugly. But before that, or I don't know if it's before that or just during after that, she writes to Lady Bridgerton and the Queen.
Yeah.
We don't know what she writes until after, but Lady Bridgerton receives a letter, and Colin's there, she calls for Colin. So we're like, oh, okay. And the Queen also gets a letter as well. And so then at this ball now, the Queen comes, interrupts everything. Everyone's like, oh, the Queen, and what is it, Prudence talking about, oh, she didn't get invited, etc., etc. Queen's not here for that. And so she comes, she talks about basically Lady Whistledown and how an invite of Lady Whistledown to state her case so that...
Asking for mercy.
Yeah. And so she calls out Lady Whistledown, points at Penelope. Penelope goes up, gives a little speech, pleading her case, of just everything, addressing everything of how she is, who she is, etc.
Why she did it.
Yeah, why she, just everything, yeah. I thought it was good. I thought it was alright, I guess.
Yeah, I thought it was a good scene.
I liked that scene.
Yeah, I thought it was a good scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't think there was anything wrong with it, yeah.
I thought it was a good scene. She
fine.
owned up to it.
She owned up
She owned up to her mistakes and that, you know, she was, quick to, you know, act and things.
Yeah. What I thought was very interesting about the scene as well, was after she's now owned up to it. I don't know if it's a good thing. I can't remember how I felt. Was she's now owned up to it. The whole town, Ton, has now found out that you're Lady Whistledown. And it's like, there was a moment of silence. And after the Queen gave her pardon. And then Then there was a moment of silence for a while. And then one of the girls said,
Philippa.
Oh, the bugs.
The bugs, yeah. The butterflies,
and
yeah.
it's like,
yeah, all is forgotten.
All is forgotten.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Everybody just went their separate ways, and continued as they were doing before. And I was just like, oh, yeah, this is very easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it was this easy, Penelope should have done this years ago.
I didn't like that because even though the Queen has shown her mercy, the Ton still knows everything that Lady Whistledown has said about everybody in the Ton. So it's like, why? Like, I think there was like a couple of funny looks, but then it just fizzled out, and then it was like old news. Yeah, and it's like, nah.
I understand the Queen has given her pardon, but
doesn't mean you have to. Well, it's
I
something.
Think me personally, I think they let her off easy.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, they did.
Just because she admitted it.
But to be honest, I think everybody let her off too easy, including Eloise and Colin.
Yeah.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, because then after the bugs came, then obviously, what's her name? Lady Danbury then came to Penelope and said, "I knew it was you." I knew it was you. Like, I knew it was you.
She had an inkling. Yeah. And she just knew.
And then...
what's life without a little gossip?
Yeah. And then Colin then gave his speech to Penelope after the Queen has now given her pardon. And to be honest, I liked it. I liked that speech. I cried. And I cried when also Penelope gave her speech before the Queen gave her pardon. It was very heartfelt. Even Colin, when Colin was talking, after the pardon has been received and Colin was talking to Penelope, and the way it's like he couldn't compose himself. He was just, every minute, just tears falling.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay.
Yeah. No, I felt that bit as well.
Okay. Yeah.
This bit was good.
I honestly... I think the scene where Penelope gave her speech, I thought that was a good scene because she owned up to it and she, she took whatever was going to come to her. But I think because of the storyline that I've seen unfold in this season, I just I don't really feel anything really when it comes to Colin and Penelope together.
And that's what I'm saying.
I don't.
But I didn't feel it till that, just then.
Yeah.
Till that moment. Like, it was like, how is it that it's 8 episodes and I'm only feeling the connection or the love connection in episode 8?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. It's
true. Like, it's very late.
Yeah.
It's very late. And it's very disappointing as well because, like, you lot were friends for so many years. You would have
so much potential.
You would have thought that your foundation would have been stronger than Daphne and Duke.
Oh, yes.
And Kate and Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
Because you lot were actually friends for all this time.
Yeah, the foundation of Pauline's story should have topped season 1 and 2 put together.
Because you lot are friends.
Because you lot were friends for years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But Yeah, so that was basically the end of all the drama, all the dramatic parts. Obviously then towards the end, Kilmartin and...
All right. And Eloise announces that she's going...
Eloise announces that, she wants to go with them, see the world and just explore, do her thing, find herself again.
And there was a little side glance, which I didn't understand, between, what's her name? Lord Kilmartin, cousin.
Yeah, I don't
when he introduced the cousin,
that bit.
Francesca.
Yeah, the way she was looking at her.
Looked on her, and then because the cousin asked her, "Oh, and you are?" And it's like she became stumbled. It's like, "Oh, I'm Francesca Bridgerton." No, I'm Mrs. It's like.
Yeah, and I'm very confused about this because
I didn't understand.
And I was wondering in my head because obviously according to the books, Francesca marries Lord Kilmartin and Lord Kilmartin dies.
Yes.
She becomes a widow and she marries Lord Kilmartin's cousin. She marries,
okay.
I believe
Michael
I
Sterling.
don't remember the name. Yes. So she marries Lord Kilmartin's cousin. So when he announced her as the cousin, I was like, oh, so are they taking a different direction from the books in the sense where she still marries the cousin, but it's not Michael.
Yeah, because I read that.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not Lord. Was he called Lord? No, he wouldn't have called him Lord.
No,
but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not Michael, and it's not the man. It's her.
Yeah.
Michaela. Because for me, when he said cousin, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
But that's not Michael.
I was reading that because I saw a lot of people talking about that as well, so I was a bit confused. But again, we'll have to wait and see.
Because I'm not sure if that's the angle that they're taking.
Yeah. But then, at the end of the season and to finish it all up, obviously I did like the ending. I did like this bit. We see obviously, Philippa, Prudence and Penelope all have their kids. Penelope's the only one with a boy, so she's the one with the heir.
Yeah.
She has a son and Colin's finished his book by then. I did like this whole bit. Obviously I don't know if she was doing Whistledown the whole time, but she had just released a Whistledown paper. And at the end of it, it wasn't yours truly, Lady Whistledown. It was Penelope Bridgerton. For some reason, I did like that bit.
Yeah, I liked that bit.
I did like that bit. For some reason, I really enjoyed that. I was like, oh, she's going to do Penelope Bridgerton now. But that was the end of the season. But I did like the ending. It was really nice.
Yeah, I think obviously now that Eloise has... I don't know what storyline they're going to take with Eloise because obviously we haven't read the books. But now she's obviously moved to Scotland with Lord Kilmartin and Francesca. But obviously she's going to be travelling. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to make way for her book or for her season. But obviously, it's probably the start of her finding herself.
Yeah.
It's probably
because I don't even think everyone's even sure about who's next because you have people saying that it's Benedict next, but then you have people saying it's Eloise next.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't even know who it is. But then also I don't know if you guys have heard, but they're actually saying that it's going to take another 2 years for the next season to come out anyway.
Which is to be expected. They've kind of done that consistently.
They said it takes about 8 months to film.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, they got to dub it in every single language, and there's obviously multiple different things
it takes about 2 years. Anyway,
loads of things to take into account, but I think they were saying like, oh, the fans don't want to wait 2 years, but they said it's most likely going to be 2026 that we'll have the next season, and then obviously before that we'll probably know who it's going to be about anyway. But at this moment in time, I don't even think anyone really knows if it's Benedict or Eloise. It'll be nice with Eloise.
I really hope it's Eloise.
It'll be nice to see her come back as a different. Yeah, it'll be nice to see.
Because I love Eloise's character. Love it.
Yeah.
In part one, I was disappointed, but they brought her back.
They did.
In part two.
They did.
And I was impressed.
And I guess it was okay seeing her sort of rekindle that relationship with Penelope. I think it's okay. Fine. They didn't really address the fallout really of actually moving on, no apology, no nothing, but okay, it's fine. We still saw Eloise not wanting anything to do with her, and then gradually coming back together because obviously Eloise just wanted to protect her because obviously her identity's been announced and everything. So it was it was definitely good. It had the good parts, but overall, what did you think of then season 3
as a whole?
I mean, as a whole,
I think
I think as a whole, I mean, as a whole, I think season 3 did not come close to the first 2 seasons.
No, I agree.
As a whole, I was not impressed. There were good moments, and there was good drama, and obviously at the end of it, I'm glad that she was outed.
Yes.
And now it's good to see that she's now writing as Penelope Bridgerton.
Yeah, it's out in the open.
But yeah, I think for me, with how much Colin was bigged up, which we said in part 1 anyway, for me, with how Colin was bigged up and the marketing that surrounded season 3, it did not deliver for me.
No.
I think they were massively overrated.
Yes.
And I just did not see the love and I did not feel the love.
It wasn't worth all of that hype, and I don't know why they decided to do it for this season.
Yeah, it was not worth all the hype.
It was not worth all of that.
And what I didn't know, what was I gonna say now? What I didn't understand also was that the whole season was just. I remember after watching episode 8, I was grateful it was over.
Yeah.
I was grateful it was over. I remember saying to myself, I'm not watching that again.
Oh no.
But I never said that after season 2.
No. Oh no way.
Yeah, no.
No way. And like I've said multiple times, I've seen season 2 about 8 times.
Yeah.
8 or 9
and
times.
Season 1 I've never watched again. I never will watch again.
No, I wouldn't watch season 1.
For me, season 3 as a whole was worse.
It was worse than both.
Yeah. No.
Worse.
I would agree with that part, but what I was saying earlier is that I do prefer I prefer part 2 to part 1 though. That's what I would say.
I believe part 2 was better,
I do prefer part 2 to part 1. But a season as a whole definitely is the weakest season.
It's definitely the weakest season.
I have my negatives about season 1 anyway.
For sure.
But I do think I enjoyed season 1 than I did enjoy season 3.
And
obviously
I think
season 2 being
and I think the main things that were more enjoyable about season 1 and season 2 is that you saw development. You saw development, you saw the love, and you felt the love between the leads.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you saw it early.
There was gradual progression.
Yeah.
In both.
So this one for me, season 3 was the weakest. And then also now that Lady Whistledown has outed herself as Penelope, it's like for me that was the highlight of Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Was Lady Whistledown.
Yeah.
Not even just finding out her identity, but just Lady Whistledown.
Yeah.
Like, even though yes, the Queen, it was like she was a dog with a bone, wanted to know who she was, but that was irrelevant. It was the fact that Lady Whistledown was like
Bridgerton.
She was almost like the pinnacle.
The pinnacle.
Yeah.
Of Bridgerton. So now that she's no longer going to be writing under that name, she's going to be. I'm assuming now she is Penelope Bridgerton.
Yeah.
That's the name she's writing under.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, because we were talking about that because obviously they're not the third book. Then Daphne, the Duke and I, that was the first book.
And then it was the
Viscount Who Loved Me. That was the second book. But the third book, who was it again? It was Benedict. Penelope wasn't supposed to be the third book because we were actually saying the third series because we were actually saying that to do it this early now, it feels like, but we've gotten so used to Lady Whistledown being in Bridgerton. So now that she's not Lady Whistledown, it's like, are you going to be in future seasons and will it be the same effect? Because the whole point, like Lady Whistledown, nobody knowing her identity, how did she know everything? She talks about everything, gossip and all of that stuff. That was where the drama and everything was about.
Yeah.
But now that her identity is announced in the third season, and she's obviously trying to change probably how she writes, because now that she's going to be a wife and kid and has kids, it's like, but then is it going to be the same then? And will she be in those future seasons?
Yeah.
It's like, is the effect the same? Like, is it needed now?
And obviously as well, like, those of you who have read the books, like, comment down below and let us know how it goes, because I'm sure that she actually stops writing in the books.
She puts it down, I'm sure.
I'm sure she actually retires it.
After she's exposed.
Yeah, exactly. So let us know, like, because...
Oh, right.
I mean, maybe we don't understand the context well, but I think in that way, the Netflix series hasn't followed the book in that way.
Yeah.
Because she's still writing, but just not under Lady Whistledown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to continue throughout the seasons.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can rate it. Yeah, we can rate the season. Let's
Yeah,
give it a
quickly,
number.
yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I would give it. Gosh, on a days.
4.
I'd give it a 4.
Oh.
I
I
would.
was gonna say 4/5, like
yeah,
halfway.
I would say so.
About 5.
Yeah,
I would
I would say
6.
Okay.
6.
I would say about 5.
Yeah,
5,
halfway.
6.
Yeah.
Halfway.
Yeah.
Good moments and then
Good moments. It
not
wasn't
so good
terrible.
moments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't terrible, but definitely the weakest.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that is another end to another Bridgerton era.
Yep.
Another end. Season 3 finished and done.
Colin is done.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys thought of season 3 as a whole, and what you thought about this depiction of Colin.
Yes.
And also, yeah, your future maybe predictions of like the next couple, whether it's going to be Benedict or Eloise. Let us know what you guys are thinking. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are anyway on season 3, how you think they did with showing Colin, and your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. And just to touch quickly, we are doing a giveaway, so make sure you tune in on our other videos where we announce it. It's also on our community tab as well, and it's obviously just a way of giving back to you all as our appreciation and thanks to you being a part of our journey. But yeah, I do hope that you enjoyed this review of Bridgerton season 3. And again, yeah, let us know what you guys are thinking. We'd love to hear from you. Like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, make sure you tune in for our future reviews or trailer reactions. And yeah, hopefully you will enjoy the content that we will be announcing to you all. But we will see you in our next review. Patten time out.